For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Well, welcome back to the Focus set. Nice to be here. My name is Paul Dingeman. We are in our studios, the fairly brand new studios, which we really haven't been using because of COVID-19. But we are back today with two in-studio guests. We're staying 6 feet away. And our first guest, who I will not shake hands with, is Miss Trice Hawkins, the Executive Director of the St. Clair Recreation Department. And your plans went right out the window, didn't they?
It did. We had to make some tough decisions, not to open our city pool and not to offer our summer playground program.
And people really relied on that stuff.
Yes.
Sue Daniels and Margaret
Pauley
have taught thousands and thousands of young people how to swim.
Yes. So we hope,
disappointment.
We just have to put it off a year, and we'll be back next year. And we just want everyone to have a safe, healthy summer.
So that was a big decision. Then you had so many other programs. You had yaps and tennis. Our card players, they played every week, bridge and euchre at the community center. That's been a big adjustment for them. We normally would have a summer dance program and things like that. And some of our special events were affected by that too. We didn't have Safety Town. And that was always a fun one.
Yes, we're not having our kids' garage sale. But we are offering some programs.
Okay, and what are those?
We're attempting to do some virtual programs. So we're kind of kicking them off next week. And in order to do that, we've created a new Facebook page. It's the City of St. Clair Recreation. And we've relied on the city administrative page for posting a lot of our stuff. Whoops. But now with this and in the future, we're having our own our Facebook page. So that's important. We're just getting that information out to go to that page, and we're going to try to have everything posted there. We are doing some virtual programs, and we've had a lot of help from CTV, but our police department is doing some programs, our historical commission, our St. Clair Art Association. We are partnering with Port Huron Rec, and they're sharing some of their programs with us. For example, the Friends of the St. Clair River are doing some nature programs. And so all of that, actually, after this interview, I'm going to be sending out and posting, the official announcement of the start of these programs. And another program that we are working in partnership with Marysville and Port Huron is these weekly recreation to go packs.
Oh, and we got restaurants to go and food to go. Now you got recreation to go.
So we started last week. Every Tuesday now until August 25th, we will have a free giveaway, and we get 200 bags for our community. So it's first come, first serve. And each week there's something different. There's usually like an art activity. This is a water toy, and this is like a Velcro toy.
So this is a little water toy. Let me see if I can turn it over here to this camera.
A Velcro toy.
Velcro toy.
And then a little art project. And it's just for different age groups, and sometimes we have ideas to go along with the toy. So every Tuesday from 10 to 11 at Greg Park, we hand these out, and we're kind of doing a drive-by. We need to get some contact information, but you can just basically come by and take your recreation to go. If we don't hand out all the bags at the park, we will have them here at City Hall after 11 o'clock until 4:30 that day, just on Tuesdays, for people to pick up because everyone's schedule is different. But it is first come, first serve. So
one of the things that's really nice now that I'm here in this facility is when you come in the morning, you now can hear kids again early in the morning till late in the afternoon, early evening at the Imagination Station.
Yeah.
And there was a great push last fall to get that updated and fixed. Let's review that.
Yeah, well, thank goodness we did it last year instead of this year as a community project. So yes, back in September, We built the playground in a week.
Oh.
And we had an early winter.
Yeah.
So we couldn't get some of the things done. So we've taken the spring to finish up the landscaping over there. And just, I think it was 2 weeks ago, or actually last weekend, we finally have all the engraved pickets up.
Oh,
all
good,
that were
good.
ordered should be in place. So you can look for your picket if you didn't see it there. And we determined that we have about 28 pickets left to be purchased to fill in all of the spaces
How
for
much
this
is a
phase
picket?
one. A picket is $75.
Okay.
And it
And
all
you can have
goes
it
towards
engraved.
the, yep, and the form is on the City Rec website page, which is stclairrec.com, or we have forms here at City Hall, which is now open to the public. You can come inside. And the parks are open. We feel like our parks are our core essential service for the summer because we're not offering as many programs. So we're really trying to keep up with keeping the parks clean and safe, removing the trash, and our DPW really has been stepping up and doing those things too.
Those are the guys that really work.
Yes,
Guys and
in the
ladies.
red trucks that drive
Man,
around town.
They work so hard.
Yes.
You've got a concert series coming up, and if the guys in the control room, Colin will throw up that
so the
slide.
dates?
They got the dates on it, but talk to me about that because you didn't know at the beginning of the or the middle
Summer,
of the COVID
yeah.
whether it was going to happen or not.
Yeah.
There's the schedule
yes.
right there.
So we kind of made the decision not to offer any programs in June. That's normally when our concerts would start, but it was on the City Council agenda. We proposed to start in July. July 10th is our first concert. It'll be every Friday from 7 to 9 at Palmer Park.
Okay.
And we have the big showmobile. If you see the showmobile at the park, we're having a concert or we're
Okay.
having an event down
Okay.
there. But we're getting back. We have some new bands, and of course, Elvis is going to
yeah.
be performing.
All right.
Darren Hagel and the Burning Love Band will be July 31st.
Okay.
This
That's
will
the
be our last
concert.
concert. Yeah, we had to reschedule, so we kind of had to go with what dates they were available.
Yeah, can
but
imagine.
we're hoping, all the statistics are saying that people are staying closer to home. They're not doing as much traveling this summer, so we hope we'll see people down at the park. And we felt the park is big enough for people to social distance, spread
Yeah,
out, stay
right.
in their groups, and things like that. And then we're also working on an outdoor movie that would be, or that date it will be announced. But we thought initially we canceled that, but now we're thinking that maybe we could add that to the event. And we had our kids fishing day. Again, these are all outdoor events that we're offering that we feel that we can have a safe event and social distance. And
So if you want to
do it.
stay vacation, stay here.
Exactly.
There are things to do.
Yes, yes. And then our first kind of special event for these, some of these are virtual, but we are trying to do some outside events, and the trails and the bike paths have been open throughout all this. So next Thursday, the 25th, we're doing a ride with a police officer. We
Oh.
have a bike ride.
Oh, really?
So it's for families, it's for the kids that were in the YAPS program, and that type of thing. Depending on your child's ability, they should be accompanied with a parent. But if it's an older child and they can ride on their own, they're welcome to ride their bike over. And we have several police officers from St. Clair and maybe the surrounding police
Where are
department.
you going to start? Where do they have
We're
to,
starting
what do they
at
have
Gregg
to
Park. Meet at 10 o'clock at the Gregg Park Pavilion.
do? 10 a.m.
And we're doing a short ride, which is maybe not for those that are not as experienced. We're just going to ride to Gearing School,
Okay.
go around the circle, and come back.
Okay.
But then if you want to do a longer ride with the officers, and I'm going to join them too, we are going to go on the bike path out to the St. Clair Middle School and back.
Oh, that'll be good.
So you have to, depending
nice
on
ride.
your ability for riding bikes, or
So
if it's a family.
None of it, you'll be on the streets. You'll only,
Yep, we have a couple of crossings, but we'll get the cooperation of the police department to
I would
help
assume
stop
so.
traffic.
I would assume so.
For that. So we hope to do some of those family type events too throughout the summer. But primarily outdoor events.
It's
not
been
planning
frustrating
anything.
for you, I know, and You've always had a great summer activity and great program and great numbers of people that have been involved.
Yes.
So this has got to be totally different.
Yeah, we just want the public to know that we are still here. We still want to have a presence in the community, and we just hope everything will get back to normal next year, and we'll have that pool open and have some of our regular programs and families participating again.
Trice Hawkins is her name, and she is the Executive Director of the St. Clair Recreation Department. If you have any questions about any of those programs we talked about or the dates, just go on your web page or your Facebook page. What's the name? What's the
just
address?
City of St. Clair Recreation, and then our website is stclairrec.com.
Okay, very good. I'd
All
shake
right.
your hand, but it's against the law.
I guess so.
We'll be back with Corporal Don Ennis to talk about those crossings that are in downtown St. Clair along M29 and how to use them. We'll be right back. We've got a friend by the name of Corporal. I'm always changing your title. Corporal Don Ennis is with us again. Welcome back from the St. Clair Police Department.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be back.
You've been doing a lot of work on the signs that are on along M29 and other locations in the city. And you and I have been trying to get together for a month or so to talk about those signs and what they mean and how they work. But I've been amazed at people already using them and slowing down and stopping when pedestrians cross. I'm impressed that they're working.
That's the ultimate goal. You know, we worked on these signs last summer to get them installed, and we got some community support with Cargill and the St. Clair Inn, and the city purchased two, but our DPW finally got them installed last week, so it's a good time to talk about it.
Are they bolted to the ground?
That's right. Yeah, they're bolted, and the signs do flex. They're spring loaded, so if a vehicle does smack it, it's going to pop right back up. For the most part, we'll see.
Am I going to scratch my car? Probably.
I don't know. Well, yeah.
That's my problem.
We're going to have some issues, you know. Hopefully they're going to last all summer. That's our goal.
Let's start first with the one in front of the Riverview Plaza. And there it is right there. Talk to me about, we're looking north. The black car is coming south. Talk to me how it works.
So, you know, I want to go over some of the misconceptions of crosswalks. You know, there's always, people always call us. That's probably one of our bigger calls in the summertime is people violating, you know, crosswalk laws. And it goes both ways. So Michigan does not really define the crosswalk clearly and jaywalking clearly. They don't even actually define jaywalking. There's no definition in Michigan law. So the way that the crosswalks work is when a pedestrian is crossing the roadway, the vehicles in that direction of travel have to yield to the pedestrians.
Only in that?
Only in that direction. So let's say they're crossing from the mall.
Okay, from the mall, they're going to go to
the park.
Go to the park.
So that black truck, that southbound vehicles, they have to yield to those pedestrians.
Okay.
If they're on that west side of the road, those northbound vehicles don't have to stop yet.
Okay.
So just because they're in the crosswalk doesn't mean the northbound vehicles have to stop yet.
I've been seeing both sides stop.
Yeah, it's great. We encourage that, but that's not the law.
Okay.
So I only can enforce what the law says. So, you know, if someone puts their foot in the crosswalk and that black truck stops and those northbound vehicles keep going and they call us, yeah, there's nothing that we can do legally.
Okay.
Now, do we encourage all vehicles to stop? Yeah.
Okay.
There's some municipalities in Michigan, like Ann Arbor, that do say when a foot steps in the crosswalk, all vehicles must stop. But there's no state law. That's up to the local council members and legislators to figure that stuff out.
Okay. And of course, the same way if I'm coming from the Riverside over to the plaza, if I step on the northbound lane, the southbound cars can still keep going.
Yep. And as that pedestrian approaches, that's when the vehicles have to yield to the pedestrian. So it's not necessarily, the law is not stop, it's yield. So
Okay, what's the difference between stop? Well, I know what stop is.
Yeah,
but what's
stop is come to a complete stop when someone's in the intersection. This is more or less they have to yield to a pedestrian. So it means essentially stop. They had the right of way. If a pedestrian's in that crossing, they had the right of way. The vehicles does not have the right of way, so they need to yield to them and let them cross the street safely.
Okay, now the other picture you brought is down at the corner of Thornapple? No.
No, this is J Street.
J Street,
Riverside. Okay. So yeah, we put that one in there too last week, and that's the same kind of concept. These are 2 high pedestrian crossings in the summertime. These are probably our, these are the biggest pedestrian crossings. They park in the mall, or they park on, go have a bite to eat at the plaza, and they cross to the park after. So these are high traffic pedestrian vehicles and pedestrian traffic areas. And our goal was, we've had signs out there the last 10 years. We've had these lame signs that get knocked down, or they go in and out of the roadway, and they actually weren't.
Or they don't get put out.
Yeah, and they weren't sanctioned by MDOT. But these ones are. So we got the approval, we got the permits, we got everything down, so we can actually have these clear, visible signs. And if these ones work, we do have other locations in town that we do want to put them.
Okay. All righty. Again, the same principles. If there's you put your foot in the path, the people on that southbound or northbound have to yield to you, have to stop.
Yep.
And but the other side doesn't. But it's a good idea just to have everybody stop.
We encourage everyone to yield pedestrians, because it could be a bad situation when someone's crossing the street.
Well, I see moms, and they got the baby in the stroller, and they got 2 other little ones behind them, and they're trying to corral this whole crowd.
Yeah.
And to have everybody stop is a lot better. A lot better.
Yeah, and all those misconceptions about there, where if I put my foot in the roadway, does everyone have to stop? Not necessarily. So, and we do encourage citizens that if someone does violate the law, if a vehicle does, not yield to them, we ask them if they remember the license plate and the description of the vehicle, and then they can call us, and we can either have a conversation with that driver or write them a ticket. We do want to educate people. We're not out there just to write tickets, but we want to educate people, so everyone can be safe. So, but if a citizen does see someone violate those crosswalks in a vehicle, remember our license plate, give us a call, and we can follow with that driver.
Trice was just down from the Recreation Department before you came in, and she was talking about a couple of things that you're involved in. One is a program she's going to institute next week on her Facebook page, and you have volunteered to read 9 or 10 or 12 books into a camera, and they're cute, they're wonderful, they're short. And tell me about it.
Yeah, that kind of comes natural, because I got a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old, so I'm reading 10 books a night anyway. So it kind of comes natural to me right now. So for me to read a child's book is just it's just like another night at my house. So yeah, she actually approached us about a month ago during the shutdown, and say if we could make some videos about just bike safety and pedestrian safety, and kind of tell what we do as officers. So we actually had a bunch of officers actually kind of break down different videos. So we made those videos, and then she approached myself and our new female officer, Officer Trends, to also read a few books.
Okay. Well, I've transferred 12 of them already for her.
Good.
So we're getting a good catalog of work, and then she's got some material coming from the St. Clair Historical Museum, some from the Art Association. So there'll be a lot of good stuff for parents to be able to access.
Yeah, we're hoping that the kids enjoy it, and if they have any recommendations or requests, they can contact me or Trice at the Parks and Rec. We can definitely work out something.
Now, are you going to be involved in this bicycle thing next week that she talked?
Yeah, I think the bike rodeo, right?
Right.
It's going to be the annual
this is going to meet at 10 o'clock, I think, next Thursday, the 25th.
Yeah, Chief Raker. I think he might be in it. He's going to get out the bike shorts.
The bike tour.
Yeah, we'll bring out the bike shorts and the helmet, and he's going to get on his bike and show off his white legs. So,
all right. So
yeah, he said today he was going to get in there.
We have to get some pictures of that.
Yeah. So.
Anything else? Tough time for police officers, tough time for the public. We always got you in our thoughts and prayers, but...
it's crazy times, and we really appreciate this community. This community's been very supportive, and we love our community, and we want to be there for them and help them out. And if anyone has any questions or concerns about how we operate as as a department, come on in and talk to us. We've got nothing to hide. We're nothing but open arms, and we want to help our community.
You're all family people, most of you.
We're all here. We want to work together. This is a small town. We got to work together to solve our problems.
And the same goes for Marine City. Chief Heslop down there and his crew are very interested in the community, and Jim Jones is down there. He's got some great officers in both towns.
Every community is different in how you want to police it. Our community is different than Port Huron, than Detroit, and Sterling Heights. So we feel that we tailor our policing to our community and their needs. Same thing for Marine City.
Yeah.
Great departments.
Good. I'd shake your hand, but I can't do that. It's against the law. No, I don't think it's against the law. But
we'll fist bump.
There you go. Thank you, sir. Thanks for coming in. I think this is important information. And of course, you're always welcome to to stop down with additional stuff.
All right, thanks, Paul.
That's about it for this edition of the Focus program. Glad to have guests finally face-to-face instead of on Zoom. Coming up next week, we've got Deb Johnson hopefully coming in the studio and some other guests. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching CTV and Focus. Till next time, I'm Paul Dingeman. See you soon.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingeman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.